What's going on, guys? Welcome to PM Unfiltered, where we spill the hottest celeb tea, break down reality TV chaos, and get real about trending news. All right, y'all, let's talk about Pop the Balloon. Everybody talking about Pop the Balloon, and not in a good way. Let's just start from the beginning. So, Pop the Balloon is a dating show here on YouTube, and it is geared towards Black people. So, it's Black singles looking for love, right? And it is hosted by Arlette, and I believe is produced and filmed by her husband, BM, right? So, about a month ago, it was announced that Pop the Balloon would be on Netflix. When I read that headline, I was really excited to see a show geared towards Black people, owned by Black people, and moved to mainstream streaming service. I was happy for them. Success. Now, don't get me wrong, they have great success on YouTube. Each video that they upload gets over 1 million views. They get paid. But to move to Netflix is an even bigger check. So I was really, really happy for them. But as I read the article, I started to get disappointed. So in the article, they state that they have Pop the Balloon, but the host of Pop the Balloon will not be Arlette. And I was just sitting here like, okay, Arlette is not the host? Did Arlette and her husband sign over the rights to Pop the Balloon? Why isn't she the host? They announced that it was going to be Yvonne Orji. Now, if you don't know who Yvonne Orji is, she's an actress, and her biggest role was in Insecure, playing Issa Rae's best friend. She's an actress. From my understanding, she does not have any hosting experience. So that was another problem for me. Why aren't you getting someone who has hosting experience, not someone who is going to create a role as a host, or I should say a character as a host, and be the host? Because me personally, that's what she was given when I saw the episode, or the first episode, on Thursday. So I was a little disappointed at that, right? Secondly, I was very nervous that Pop the Balloon was no longer going to be on YouTube. It was only going to be on Netflix. Thankfully, it's still on YouTube, and Arlette and her husband are still going to run that. I think Netflix wanted to get a piece of the pie and create their own version. Because honey, is very different from the one on YouTube. So I continued on reading the article, and then it really, really pissed me off because they decided to go the celebrity route. And if you don't know, America loves to do this. When there is a successful show that has everyday people on it, they like to take that show and throw celebrities on it. And that's when the show gets boring. And a lot of people have done it. And the two main shows to me that have recently done it is Big Brother and Traitors. Right? So when I read that there was going to be reality stars as contestants, I knew immediately the show was going to fail. And two of the celebrities that I read was Johnny Bananas. Now, I've known Johnny Bananas for a very, very long time. I've watched him on Real World Key West all the way into The Challenge, right? So I've followed his career. And I actually like Johnny Bananas. And then the other person was Chase off of Too Hot to Handle and Perfect Match. I don't understand why they even chose this man. This man is extremely unlikable. I don't get it. But again, once I noticed that they were bringing the celebrities, I knew it was not going to work, right? So I said, you know what? I'm still going to check it out. Let's see if it's going to be good. So here comes Thursday. Now, you guys, I did not watch the live. I just did not watch it. I was doing something else. But I knew that Netflix was going to have a playback. So I watched the playback. And I was highly disappointed. Actually, more disappointed than I thought I was going to be. I only could watch the first 15 minutes. 3 words describe that episode: chaotic, unorganized, and what's the other word I had in my head? Ill prepared. I don't know what Netflix was doing. See, first of all, Netflix should have never presented this show as live. This show should have been pre-recorded. The things that they showed on this show was so unnecessary. The main thing I had a problem with was once the contestant was done trying to find a match, they literally showed workers sweeping up the balloons and giving the balloons to the singles. And I'm like, why are we watching this? Why are we not cutting to something else? Or Yvonne talking off to the side where we don't have to see all this, right? I just thought that was just a huge turnoff. And then the way they filmed it, or the I guess the set, I understand why the set is the way it is. It's just a little odd when you've watched the original Pop the Balloon. If you don't know, Pop the Balloon is filmed kind of in an angle, and this particular one, Netflix is filmed in a center. So when you see the singles, they're kind of split up, they're not in a line. So I feel like because of that, it was a lot of back and forth going, and it also created a lot of chaos. Right. I don't know what they're going to do for the next episodes. I don't know if they're going to see the critiques that people had on the internet and change it a little bit. I'm not too sure, but I really hope they do, because if they don't, I can tell you these 5 episodes that they have or they want to have is going to be the only ones they have. I'm telling y'all, the ratings are going to go down. Just for after this episode, the ratings are going to go down. Um, One thing, and this is Pam Unfiltered. I'm going to be very honest here. I kind of knew that this was going to happen. Again, Pop the Balloon is a uh, dating show specifically for Black singles. I knew once Netflix got a hold of it, you were not going to see any Black people, and I was right. There were a total of what, 3 or 4 Black people on that show? It was completely whitewashed, and it was corny. The jokes were corny, the singles were corny, everything was corny about that show. Johnny Bananas comes out. First of all, why is Johnny Bananas on here? This man is 42 years old. Why is he on there? And trust me, Johnny Bananas has no problem getting a girlfriend. Why is he? Why? Why? And when he did come out, I kid you not, guys, it solidified to me that he was paid just to show his face. He really wasn't looking for love. Netflix gave him a fat check to be there for an hour. And then what I also noticed was when Yvonne came out and then we saw the singles, y'all, I don't know if y'all recognize some of those singles are influencers. One particular young lady that was on there is also a reality star. It was the one that was far off on the left, and she had that wig on, that like Tina Turner wig on. I seen her on Joe Millionaire. Now, to some of the other ladies, there were the 2 ladies that were beside her, they said they lived in LA. I was like, like, oh, I do photography. I'm like, you do photography and you act. You just haven't gotten your role, your biggest role yet. But you guys are all in that world. And this is what kind of like turned me off from the show, that it's not like the YouTube version. The YouTube version has real people. Real people looking for love. And I feel like the Netflix version is a joke. It's like the SNL skit. That's what it came off to me. It was an SNL skit. It was nothing real about it. The contestants weren't real. The singles weren't real. The host wasn't real. None of it was real. Even the people sweeping up the balloons, all of that seemed so gimmicky to me. And I'm trying to figure out why Netflix wanted to go that route. If you wanted it to be successful, why didn't even if you did want it to be whitewashed and you wanted to create your own version where it was a little bit more diverse? Why don't you have real singles and real people? 3 of the contestants were real people. Maybe, maybe not. Um, that's how they came off to me. But it would have been nice if they were real and so were the singles. and it just wasn't. It was really unauthentic. Excuse me. Again, I only could watch 15 minutes of it. It was just too much. As I was doing my makeup for this video, I did watch the rest, and it was boring, you guys. Honestly, the show was boring. Yvonne, she wasn't bad as a host. I just felt like she was too engaging. If you haven't watched Pop a Balloon, go check it out. Arlette is not very engaging on that show. She'll ask very simple questions like, "Oh, what is your name? What do you do? Okay, why you would you date her? Why'd you pop her balloon?" She asks the questions and she lets the contestants in a singles lead. Here on the show, I feel like Yvonne did too much leading. She didn't allow them to uh really shine, if that's the word I'm looking for. She was just too much. She had to back up a little bit. Just back up. Let them be themselves. Another thing, Netflix, because the last guy was very nervous. Um and we shouldn't have contestants like that. He was a very good looking guy, but it was just really awkward to see him on there because he was nervous. If you guys are going to pick contestants and singles, please make sure they have great personalities. I'm just saying. I feel like the only person, as far as the contestants goes, the only person who had like serious personality was the black woman. Everybody else was very quiet, very dull, and uninteresting. We have 4 more episodes of this Pop the Balloon that's live. I really do hope that Netflix looks at the critiques that are online, because if they really want this show to have some sort of longevity, whether it's 4 seasons, 5 seasons, or more, you really got to change it around, because it's not hitting. It really isn't hitting at all. What do you guys think of the show? Um, the Netflix show, the YouTube show. What do you guys think? You guys let me know down below. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.